Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Let's do it.
Awesome. Today we're tackling Jerry Conazay's 10 steps to absolutely crush it in academia in 2025.
Sounds intense.
Oh, it is. But it's not just a dry how-to list, you know? Kanizay, he's the CEO of academicjobs.com,
Ah, okay.
and he really gets into finding your purpose, building those systems that work, and honestly maximizing your impact, which I think is what we all want, right?
Right, totally.
So first up, and this is so interesting, he starts with Ikigai.
Ikigai.
Yeah, it's a Japanese concept. Basically, your reason for being, like why you're here.
Okay, I'm listening.
So it's got these 4 parts,
Yeah.
right? What you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and get this, what you can actually get paid for.
So finding that sweet spot where all those things come together.
Exactly. And he argues that finding that intersection, that's crucial for long-term success academically and beyond.
Makes sense. When you're passionate and skilled and, actually filling a need, that's a recipe for a fulfilling career, not just a job.
Totally. So think about your own academic journey. Like,
Mhm.
where do those 4 elements intersect for you? It's a good question to ask yourself.
Definitely. And speaking of journeys, once you've got your Ikigai, your sort of compass, Kinize says you need a map.
A map. You mean like a plan?
Exactly. He's
Yeah.
a big advocate for clear goals, and not just in your research or studies, but in all areas of life. Health, relationships, finances, personal growth, impact on the world, the whole shebang.
Okay, so he's not just talking about getting that paper published or, acing that exam.
No, it's bigger than that. It's about aligning your academic goals with your overall life vision.
I can dig it. But setting these big, huge goals, that can be
Mhm.
pretty overwhelming, right?
Right, which is why he emphasizes breaking those goals down.
Into.
Bite-sized milestones. Think about it. A massive research project can feel daunting,
Totally.
but if you chunk it down into smaller experiments or chapters for a dissertation, suddenly it's manageable. And every small win, it builds momentum.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this all fits together.
It's like a puzzle, isn't it?
And speaking of momentum, Kenesi is a huge fan of deep work. Have you heard of this?
Deep work, yeah. I've dabbled.
Oh, he goes all in. He suggests, get this, 4 hours every morning. No phone, no distractions, just you and your work.
Whoa, 4 hours straight. That's hardcore.
Right. I mean, part of me is like, no way, I need my coffee breaks and, a little Instagram scrolling. But the more I think about it, the more I see the value.
It's about quality over quantity, right? Instead of 8 hours of scattered effort, you get 4 intensely focused hours where you can really dive deep.
It's like entering a different state of mind, a flow state, where you can really make serious headway on that paper you've been putting off.
Exactly. Because deep work is where those groundbreaking ideas come from, where complex problems are solved. It's not about checking things off a to-do list. It's about making real progress.
So deep work is key. But then he talks about designing your environment for success, which I find so interesting. Yeah. Dedicated zones for different activities, like a workspace for deep work, an area for exercise, a space for rest and recovery.
It makes sense, right? Like you wouldn't want to try to work out in your bed or sleep at your desk.
Exactly. So it got me thinking, does my current study space actually support my goals? Is it cluttered and distracting? Or does it encourage focus, rest, and connection?
You have to be intentional about the spaces you inhabit, for sure.
Totally. But okay, now buckle up, because here's where things get really interesting. Kenizay introduces this AED system. You ready for it?
Hit me.
Automate, eliminate, delegate.
AED. Interesting. Break it down for me.
Okay, so automate. Think about all those little tasks that eat up your time, like literature searches, data entry, scheduling, things like that.
Yeah, those can be real-time sucks.
Exactly. But imagine if you could automate them. Free up your mental energy for the big stuff.
Okay, that's automate. What about eliminate?
This one's all about cutting the fat. Those unnecessary meetings, commitments that don't align with your goals, that kind of stuff.
Being ruthless with your time.
Exactly. And finally, delegate. Those tasks that others can handle, maybe even better than you can.
Right, playing to everyone's strengths.
Exactly. So it's all about working smarter, not harder, which is a concept I can always get behind.
For sure.
But Kanite doesn't stop there. He also stresses the importance of scalable systems.
Scalable systems.
Yeah, I was a little confused at first too. But basically, he's talking about creating systems that can grow with you.
Okay, give me an example.
So think about your research notes, right? If you have a system for organizing them, managing your references, analyzing your data, it makes your whole workflow smoother.
Right, instead of starting from scratch every time.
Exactly. And as your projects get bigger, your system can scale up to handle it.
I see. So it's about building a foundation that supports your growth.
Exactly.
No.
Now, this is where it gets a little maybe strange. He recommends having monthly personal board meetings.
Personal board meetings seems a little formal.
Right. Like, am I supposed to wear a suit and sit at the head of a giant table?
Uh-huh. Probably not. But I think the idea is to take time to reflect on your progress.
To review your vision, celebrate wins, identify areas for improvement, like a check-in with yourself.
Yeah, what gets measured gets improved.
Exactly. So it's about staying on track, making sure your actions are aligned with your goals.
Makes sense.
Okay, ready for my favorite part. He talks about doubling down on success.
Doubling down. I like the sound of that.
Right. It's about looking at what's working best for you. Your wins, your best collaborations, your most impactful experiences.
And figuring out how to replicate that success.
Exactly. He's saying, don't just keep doing the same things. Figure out what's working best and amplify it.
Focus your energy where it matters most.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But none of this matters without action, right? He has this great quote, your dream life won't happen by accident. It's built through intentional design, consistent action, and proven systems.
Words to live by.
I know, right?
Mhm.
It's so inspiring, but he wraps up with this really powerful statement. If it is to be, it is up to me.
Oh, I like that.
Right. Your academic success, it hinges on your own drive, your own actions.
It's about taking ownership, being proactive.
Exactly. So you heard it here first, folks. Small choices consistently applied can lead to massive changes. Find your academic Ikigai, build those systems, and take action.
And for those of you looking for a fresh start in academia in 2025, maybe a new job or research opportunity,
Good point.
check out academicjobs.com. They might just have the perfect thing to kickstart your journey.
Great tip. So tell me, which of these 10 steps resonated with you the most? What one small action can you take today to put it into practice? We'd love to hear from you.
Until next time.